We were visiting with Greg Powers, head coach of the Arizona State Sun Devils. Greg, you had a extensive trip to the East Coast, and I noticed there's no accent, so that's all good. You're back in the land of sunshine.
It's good to be back, and we're happy to be back. It was a long trip. One, we're taking away way more positives than obviously the last game got away from us, but it was good. Guys bonded really well. They're closer now for it, and now we get to be home here for a few weeks.
Obviously, the relationship that you guys have with Penn State is kind of unique. So tell us a little bit about what that was kind of like, rekindling it at a different level.
It was cool. It was good to be back there. You know, it was kind of surreal knowing the last time I was there, they were there in their first year as an NCAA program, and we were still in ACHA 1. And if somebody told me back then that we'd be back in that kind of environment and at this level, I would have called you crazy. But it was cool. It was great to see, you know, the progress that they've made in 5 years, and their building and the roster that they put together. It goes to show you what, you know, 4 or 5 full recruiting classes can do. But they get a heck of a team. They play the right way, and Guy does a heck of a job.
So you guys on the first night, you got down again, but then you battled back, and it looked like you guys might be able to steal one from them there for a little while.
We felt good. We felt like we were playing with them, and in many spurts outplaying them throughout the entire game. We got into a hole and probably didn't get some bounces and saves we needed early, but the guys bounced back from down 4-1 and cut it to a 1-goal game, and had a power play late to tie it, and just couldn't quite find that equalizer. But it took everything out of our guys to dig out of that 4-1 hole and get so close, and I think they left it all on the ice on Friday, unfortunately, and they just didn't have anything in the tank to climb out of another hole on Saturday. So we were proud of them. You know, 3 out of the 4 games were really good. Very competitive, obviously a huge win at UNH. So we're coming back. We're going to build on the positives and go from there.
Talk a little bit about what that's like to be on the road and then to play a game Friday night, like you just mentioned, as difficult as that was, and then come back for a matinee game after that. How difficult is that for a team?
It was tough. We did it twice. We did it at UNH, and then we turned around Sunday and played BC in a 3 o'clock game, and didn't quite get to us because we were fresh, and it was at the start of the trip. And then, like I said, they left so much on the ice Friday coming back from a 4-1 deficit. Turn around on short rest. You could just see it. There just wasn't any legs, and you know, and when there's no legs and you're in a hole and you're trying to catch up, and you kind of feel like it's a hopeless thing. You start to stray from the process and go a little bit renegade, and that's what you saw. It was sloppy D zone, sloppy offensive, you know, tendencies, and it just everything was sloppy. So you really just got to erase that one, and we're just happy to be back home.
What's the mental state of the players right now? How are they getting through this part of the season? Are they still in good shape?
Really good shape. Really good shape. We've segmented our season where, you know, up until the Michigan game, we kind of said that was our preseason, and we wanted to get a few wins if we could, knowing the schedule was really tough. And then we segmented the second part of our season to be that long road trip. And if you look at the positives from it, I think they did a good job. And now we got a stretch of games through the new year, which is kind of our third segment of games that we feel like if we play, we can win. So this is a big stretch. This is a big stretch. We're hitting the reset button again, acting and going into this segment and this month like we're 0-0, and we want to get out of it above 500.
Watching the guys on the ice today in practice, they have a lot of energy still, it looked like, and they're fired up about it. Pretty nice for them to be able to come back and play here at Oceanside again, where you and I have talked before. They enjoy this place, don't they?
They do. They like playing here. It's home. It's not Taj Mahal, but it's our home. It's where we practice. It's where they're comfortable. They're here every day, and to get a nice little homestand for the first time since we've been Division I at Oceanside is going to be really nice. I mean, we've been back and forth, and we love playing out of Gila River, but that's almost like a road game for us because you have to go to a hotel and get on a bus. And but here they're sleeping in their own beds. We're eating local meals. You know, a lot of their families are coming in for the Thanksgiving holiday, so it feels like a good home stretch where we can get into a routine.
Talk a little bit about RPI and what you expect out of them.
Good team, well coached. Seth does a great job. They're probably a little bit behind where they thought they would be in the win column right now, but that don't let the number of wins they have fool you. They're good. We played them last year. They're the typical ECAC team where they're big and heavy and play hard, and they're going to be hard on the forecheck and hard on pucks, and they're going to come in here just as excited to play us as we are them, and look to play the new program to kind of turn their season around. And so that's what we deal with. Everybody we can play, and but Seth does a good job, and they'll be tough.
So as we approach the month of December, obviously everybody's looking forward to the Desert Classic this year up in Prescott Valley. So anything new and exciting on that front?
No, I know Catfish is working with our marketing people to start getting the word out a little bit more, and so we can pack that place for the games. It's going to be a great tournament. 3 other really good programs. Brown, UConn, and St. Cloud are both having really good years, and we're excited. We get to play a team in Brown that we haven't played yet in the first round, and it'll be great whenever we get back from another East Coast road trip, playing AIC and UMass. So it's going to be a really fun month.
Then after that, we start the new year with a trip to Denver, which is going to be a challenge again, right?
Yeah, really a big challenge. The stretch, our last stretch of the season there in January and February, we get some tough competition. Denver, Western Michigan, Ohio State, Quinnipiac, all top 15 teams. So it's going to be tough, but again, everybody's pretty much back next year. We're adding some great kids, and we're going to be that much more ready for what we've gone through this year.
Let's talk a little bit about those kids that signed recently on the signing day. Looks like a lot of talent. Yeah,
we're excited about those 5 kids, and we'll probably add to that in the spring. But those 5 kids, the 2 up front, Tyler Maltby, he's leading the Alberta League in goals and points. Johnny Walker, local kid, he's right up there in the top 5 in the USHL in scoring for goals. And then the 3D are tremendous. They're really going to help us. Patrick Kudla, Coyotes draft pick. Jacob Wilson's the captain of Sioux City, great 2-way D-man. And Vito Janssens from Latvia is almost a point per game right now in the North American League. So 5 kids that absolutely will come in and help us right away.
Let's talk a little bit about Johnny Walker and his development. He's spent a lot of time getting better. It seems like every year he's produced more and gotten better. So
he's been committed to just really becoming an elite player. He moved away and went to Culver and got better there, and then went to the North American League and had some cups of coffee in the USHL and just kind of stuck in the North American League, and every year produced more and more and became more of an integral part of his team. And we made the decision with him collectively that if he went back and played a full year in the USHL, he'd come in that much more prepared to help us right away. And we were right. I mean, he's committed to himself, physically off the ice, and changed his body and his work ethic and his diet and his nutrition is unbelievable. And we're proud of him. He's doing a great job in Chicago, and that kid, he's a local kid. He's going to wear that pitchfork with pride, and he wanted to be a part of this from the day we announced, and he wanted to be here above anywhere else, and we're thrilled that he's going to be here. He's going to be a big piece in the program.
As we talk about that part of it, let's talk a little bit about how important it is to have some of those local kids in the program. Is that something that's a priority for you if there's talent there?
Yeah, absolutely. We can't really discuss recruits that are unsigned, but if they're an Arizona kid and you're good enough to help us win here, then we're going to go after you, and our goal is to keep you in state, so you can play in front of your family, and that's what we want. We want to create that kind of like-minded dressing room and culture with kids from out west, and dabble in some East Coast kids and some northern kids here and there, but that's what we want. We want as many local kids as we can, as long as they can help us.
I'm going to finish up with a couple of things that are kind of connected to you. First of all, let's talk about your ACHA D1 program and the job that Josh is doing with those guys. I've seen him now a couple of weeks in a row, and you guys have been on the road, and what an impressive team he's put together.
Yeah, it's a bummer because I always look forward to watching their games on the road, and they haven't had a broadcast for a few weeks. That's been disappointing. So I'm following on Twitter. Man, it seems like they're winning close nail biters, and that's what winning teams do. And they have kids on that team that knows what it takes to win. Michael Cummings and Ryan Ostertag and Lucas Feldbell and Tommy Cooney, Troy Hovan, Sean Murphy. They all won a national championship with me, and so those kids understand what it takes to win. And I'm proud of those kids. I'm happy for them. I'm really happy that they're playing and staying a part of this program and contributing and leaving a legacy at that level, because it's important to me and it always will be. And Josh is doing a tremendous job. He's got those guys really playing, and there's no reason why they can't do something special.
Now let's talk a little bit about the D2 level. I know that you and Z Con over at UNLV have had a pretty good relationship, him being an ASU guy too, and they just swept the Beehive up there with the 4 games. So they're at 16-3, I think, right now on the D2 level. So tell me a little bit about what that program has been. I know you don't have a chance to follow them much, but the job that Z is doing.
I'm close with Z, and obviously, Anthony and Nick are doing a great job. They're doing all the right things. All the pieces are in place there with the right people that care genuinely about the program before they care about themselves. And that's the key at that level. You have to have people that are selfless and that are doing it for the right reasons, and those 3 guys are. So it's exciting. I'm happy for them. I know they're ranked number 1 and wiping the floor with everybody out west, and that's what you got to do. You got to take care of your backyard at that level before you can succeed at the national level. And I think that they're a program that will continue to grow and be successful because they're so committed to doing the right things with great leadership, and I'm proud of them. They're doing a great job.
Final question for you. It's been, 5-6 years ago now. If you look back at hockey in the Desert Southwest, could you ever imagine this? I've asked you this question before and give you some time to think about it a little bit, but could you have ever imagined what we're seeing right now in the Desert Southwest?
No. It's really cool to be a part of it. You look at what guys like Brownie and our ACHA program are doing, us having a Division I program, certainly Z up at UNLV and Nick and Anthony. And then you go from, even another kind of ASU, protege, if you will, and Danny Roy, and what he's doing at GCU and building the program there. I'm really proud of Danny, and he's going through with GCU what we're going through at the NCAA level. We're building something, and it's new, and it's fresh, and it's exciting, but there's going to be growing pains and some bumps in the road along the way. But he's got the character to get through it, and I know he has the vision to get it to where he wants it to go, and I have no doubt that he will. So it's great. I mean, just all the hockey that's just the youth hockey and the college hockey at the ACHA level and at every level. It's incredible to see the growth.
Thanks.